So, ladies and gentlemen, I think you're all tired of listening to me. I want to say just a couple of more things to the end. Let's stay united, let's innovate together, and let's begin the BelTech conference. Thank you all. And I'm welcoming the IT outsourcing panel, and Artiom, the floor is yours. Please, our respected speakers, the floor is yours.
Good morning, everyone. Dzień dobry. Welcome to Warsaw. My name is Artiom Kontsevoi. Most of you knows me as a founder of DevBuy, but I have a lot of other wonderful projects. And we're about to start our panel about challenges and changes of IT outsourcing. I hope it's going to be fascinating, and I would like to ask our speakers to utilize a minute to introduce yourself and your companies. So, Boris, could you kick off?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Boris Kontsevoi, same family name. It's for a reason. I'm founder of Intetics, probably the oldest in this room outsourcing company, just outsourcing company, software development company. Started in 1995 in Minsk. Right now it's a global organization with 600 people, employees, I believe in 32 countries right now. Because of like a recent development. And what we do, we are like excellent software development company, the best in the world. So it's like again, so it's my introduction. Yeah.
Thank you. Hi everyone. My name is Mikita Kot. I'm CEO and founder of Cogniteq. We're a software agency with presence in Poland, Belarus, Lithuania, and US. We started over a decade ago in Minsk and Grodno, primarily specializing in mobile solutions, but gradually moved on to other fields and locations, including Poland. And currently, we provide turnkey solutions to our clients, and our team is comprised of about 100 employees, still growing, and we have certain aspects of our specialization, such as IoT, healthcare, sports apps, etc. And our primary market is West Europe, but we have an increasing presence in US. And over the last few years, the industry has changed a lot, and I'm happy to be here to discuss these changes with everyone. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Oleg. I'm the CEO and co-founder of the VentorTech company. We are actually a service product company, so we are automating businesses using Odoo ERP, and we are doing only this already for 12 years and specializing only on this. We are also having a product that helps us selling our services, and we are top #1 selling partner from Europe in the Odoo App Store. So I will be happy to share my experience in the niche, and also will be happy to talk to anybody who have other specializations for partnership. Yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Alex Sliborsky. I'm investor and management board member of Qulix Systems and Qulix Group at all. We're custom software development company. We have our own products as well. We operate in Asia, in Europe, including Poland and the UK. We have our own products, and we are working in artificial intelligence area, and we've been working there since it was not mainstream yet. We have several hundreds people, and I could argue with Boris what is the best company in the world, and I will argue it's ours, yeah. So the panel discussion has already started, I think. Yeah, so I'm here to meet people, to share ideas, and probably to find partners. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Sergei. Sergei Vardomatski. I'm a founder of HQSoftware. And as I'm speaking last, I would say that my company is really the best in the world, so nobody can oppose. We are basically custom software development, which is outsourcing. For outsourcing, we also do AI, especially in logistics stuff, automated order replenishment, stuff like that. We have quite a good track in IoT data management, which also has something about IoT, about artificial intelligence. And we do a lot of AR and VR. And as a response for the current outsourcing crisis, but actually as a fun project, we created a medical semi-product, which is called Bodyscope, which visualizes CT and MRI scans in virtual reality for the purpose of learning. So nice to be here, and thanks.
Thank you, anyone. This morning I've heard the opinion that it's too late to discuss outsourcing, and we should to switch to discuss what is better, iPhone or Android. But it's already printed, so I can help. And I'd like to say that I have kind of like deja vu here, because 9 months ago, on the first BelTech, we have a similar discussion, and everyone was super optimistic. People say that how it's easier to attract top talented now, and we just need to use these opportunities, possibilities, and wait for the winter to end. But now, 9 months later, is it easy? Winter is about to end, or we have like some kind of climate change now here? So I would like to ask, just let's return to remember the normality like 4 years ago, 2021, and now, like, could you share us like some specific example of what's happened and how you adapt your companies to this changes? And I think we will start with the same order, like Boris.
Okay, it's always interesting talking about trends, especially like past trends and future trends. Let me start from disclaimer. I'm probably the only like person in the room that has like designation certified outsourcing professional. It's something like PMI in the field of outsourcing. So it's like supposedly I know about outsourcing everything. So let me claim that there are no people that do outsourcing in this room, first of all. The history of outsourcing, actually, the word appeared like around the year 2000, so around the millennium. And my company was established 5 years earlier, and we did not change the line of business for all these years. We just suddenly became outsourcing company. Outsourcing is actually when you transfer, you have like some kind of business subdivision, so it's like some department in your company, and for efficiency reason, you transfer this particular like department to a different company. We don't do that. So it's like we actually provide business service. So it's like different kind of like technology development, and let's say that purely speaking, so it's like useless to discuss outsourcing as such. We should discuss technology trends. So it's like, or better to say, like programming or technology development trends, like that we provide services to the company. And what happened actually? It started, let's say that current crisis started like in the second half of 2022. But 2022 is still probably like, and the Artiom claims that the last panel was like confirming it still was like a good year for a lot of companies. But the trend started in 2022. What actually happened in the United States around the second half of 2022, all media started to claim that actually recession is coming. 2021 was like excellent. 2022 was like, and during 2023, I listened to the guys that actually they have like a club of top 12, a dozen of the most like famous economists in the United States. And they actually predicted, so it's like they're very, very good professionals. They predicted that next quarter is going to be recession. In all the media, it's going to be recession, it's going to be recession, it's going to be recession. And on this wave, actually, all big companies, they actually halt their technology development. So innovation budgets, and we like technology people in this room, we don't work with simply like companies. We work with technology innovation budgets of these companies. And all these budgets suddenly have been like frozen. So it's like, I've never seen in 30 years in business, I've never seen anything like that. So it's like, but what actually happens, so it's like, they simply postpone any kind of development. And it's like, let's say that I see the signs that actually it's coming back only like during like September this year. So it's a little bit like much better, like better climate than it was like previous 2 years. So like it's right now it's business as usual, but again, it looks like market is coming back. So
I think, thanks, Boris. I think these past few years where the industry transformed and the companies had to adapt. It forced companies to change and change in all aspects of their operations. Probably on the example of my company, I could say that in 2021, when the demand for IT services surged, the IT labor was in high deficiency. We had to work a lot on our HR brand. We had to restructure our HR recruitment policies to make the company more lucrative and attractive to the potential candidates. So we became mature in that sense, more mature in that sense. And 2022, when the demand fell and the competition was very acute in the market, from the regional companies who were often dumping their prices and from Asian companies that were also pushing hard. And I believe their professional level has risen, especially and in terms of technical skills and in communication too. We had to rethink, revise our sales processes and marketing. That entailed significant increase in the budgets in sales department and marketing, but more importantly, we redefined our RFX processes. The RFX group has increased. We spend way more efforts on processing every RFQ. We ensured the conversion rates, and we secured ourselves and actually started growing over the last couple of years. At the moment, I think the market is fairly stable. I cannot say about whether it's reviving. I'm not being too optimistic. We have a gradual growth. Thank you.
Okay, so I would like to give a point of view from perspective of niche company, because most of the companies here doing everything, and we already started from doing specialized technology. So first of all, for us, the previous years were not so bad, and I think it's because of the specialization. But now we also we think that the crisis, I don't know if it is crisis or whatever, is reaching us also. And what we see is that first of all, we are switching from delivery-based planning to sales-based planning. That means that previously we have resources and, oh, we will sell it anyway. Who we have, let's sell them. And now we need to plan to whom we sell and then only hire the people. So that's a very important thing, and I think my colleague already mentioned this. Also, second thing, customers are coming to us and saying, okay, you are doing Odoo ERP, you are doing in e-commerce, but do you also have you had projects before for food industry, of healthcare, or something? So there should be even more deep specialization. That's what we are saying. Customers are demanding exact experience in his area, and they want us to train them how to do their business. It's not only about technology. They say, please tell how other companies are doing. We want you to teach us how they are doing. We want to learn from you. So it is not more about technology now, it's about the consulting, and even strategically thinking, we would like to move to consulting more rather than doing only technology, so to be more technology agnostic. So when you, that's actually what we see happening right now. And of course, trends and marketing is super important, because that's how people are finding us, and that's how they click to us, and then sales doing the job.
Yeah, it's very hard to elaborate on this topic in just 2 minutes, but I will try to highlight like probably three main points here. I do agree with Boris regarding financial area, as we are working with fintech companies and with financial consultancy companies. They all agree that there is a lot of frozen budgets now waiting to be unpacked, and we're hoping they will be unpacked quite soon. But who knows? We're waiting for that for probably like a year, two, someone probably even longer. The second point is expertise. If earlier companies, our customers, required our technical skills, now they're not requiring technical skills. They're asking more and more about expertise. They come to us and ask if you have expertise in this particular domain, in this particular area. And I do totally agree with Oleg about that. So expertise now and niching in expertise is super important. And third point is that customers are not looking, probably, they are still looking, but not in that extent. They're not looking for brute force development. They're not looking for custom software development. They're more and more looking for semi-finished, semi-ready products, or even products. And that's how we transformed, and that's how we need to transform. Because we need to provide to customers products, or at least semi-ready products, packed with our expertise. So when they come to us, we do not say then that we will develop bespoke software for you. We will say that we know which bricks to use to build the most efficient, the cheapest, and the most tailored solution for you. And that's a shift towards consultancy, that's a shift toward niche expertise, that's a shift towards not pure software development, but towards some architectural, from bricks probably, from some Lego, I would say, experience. Thank you.
Well, it's nice to be last in the line, you know, everything was already said. But I would say that, well, I strongly agree with the statement of the previous speaker that we must shift into the niche. But I want to, and we actually must shift into selling service instead of just selling people, as we all did in the past. But I would say that this actually is not a crisis. It's a major change. And I don't think that anything will come back. The amount of investment might come back. The amount of market demand probably will come back. However, I'm not really sure about the next year. Actually, I wanted to share my experience from my job in the company. My primary job in the company is actually doing sales trips. So I still do sales trips myself. I enjoy it. And this gives me first-person market view. So last trip in Finland, you know, we met a few customers who are similar to us, like outsourcing or software development company, and the trend of the sales and the trend of profitability was like year of 21, year of 22, year of 23. And they said that they were hoping for it to come back in 24, but I don't actually see why it would be like that. You know, maybe with this new Trump elections something will change, but I'm not too optimistic. So basically, like the guys before me said, we need to start learning how to sell. And the fun thing is that it was all very, very visible 2 years ago, but many companies, including myself, didn't manage to adopt on time and didn't manage to restructure and change the service on time, mostly because of, because we had too good, we did too well before, right? And the company personnel, who was actually, who still is sitting outside of the markets and doesn't see any real customers, only via salespeople, via project managers, and even project managers don't see them. So we had a big, how to say it in English, big hook that it was pulling us back. So even when the top management saw the change and saw the problems coming, we didn't manage to restructure ourselves. But I think the solution will be just transforming to service-oriented stuff, like selling solutions instead of selling workforce. The workforce sales will never come back.
Thank you very much. I'm glad that 9 months later you are still optimistic, but I can't ignore elephant in the room. There is one more thing that also can do, like custom software development and have some niche expertise and can provide consulting. I'm talking about large language models, AI, and like, are you sure that outsourcing companies or service companies or consulting companies will become relevant, or even if they still relevant? And we can start like in random order. Maybe someone want to start.
Okay, then I will, grab the microphone. So I think that I think that large learning language models, they do not do software development as of yet. They speed it up very much, and many of my people use it. I'm pretty sure, and actually my salespeople use it a lot. I also do. What we use it for is actually, well, it's just another tool. It will not replace human in the coming maybe 1 or 2 years. And to be honest, we don't plan for 5 years yet, because the general situation is so unstable that this planning doesn't make sense. But we see that AI actually transforms stuff like order replenishment, like warehouse management, warehouse space management, whatever. So it boosts efficiency. So my idea is that it will also keep boosting efficiency in software development, which means that basically we will have to continue switching from workforce or resource-oriented planning to sales-oriented planning, because we will need much less software developers, which is bad news for software developers, but good news for business owners, I think, because AI might be more predictable, and it will not break your contract just because he wants to. So that's it. So it will not leave us out of our jobs, but it will transform, rise efficiency of the development itself.
Yeah, I do agree that it will not leave us without jobs, because we are mostly like C-level and managers, but it may leave our employees. I'm sorry to be honest here, but it might leave our employees without some jobs if they do not transform. And what I see, it's as with every technology that evolves, and this technology is disrupting, I think everyone will agree. And first of all, it will change in terms of efficiency, what they do. I mean, now, for example, just yesterday, one of our business analysts came to me asking if I dismiss all the business analysts in the company, because we are now using AI and even internal LLM models to improve specification writing and business analysis, and it will help. It helps in like 4-8 times to improve it. And in development we use it. We use it in testing. We use it everywhere. But it's just small changes. What will happen next is that this change will extend. So instead of improving efficiency of one specialist, we will improve efficiency like of 2, 3, 4, and other specialists combining what they do together. And AI is evolving. AI is developing, and it will replace people, but it will replace then processes, and it will replace how we see software development. And the name of software developer will be probably, I don't know, AI bricks constructor or something like that. And they will bring, no code, low code. Talking about no code, low code, remember, 20 years ago, there were first sentences saying that no code, low code companies will kill every software development. We're here. It hasn't killed, at least probably I'm the only one, but I hope not. So it will change, it will transform, but it will not probably kill, at least in the nearest future. But I totally agree that we cannot say what will happen in like 4 or 5 years, because AI is developing too fast. Our minds, our human brains are not that fast, and our psychology are not that fast to change as AI is changing now. And that's probably the main challenge, to be on time, to be on the same pace. And the company that will be on the same pace as AI developing, that will follow these changes, they will thrive. Other won't survive. Thank you.
Okay, I will argue that C-level cannot be replaced with AI. Some can be. Yeah, so... and about AI itself, at least by listening to colleagues, it seems to me that it's again talk in 2021 when crisis started, and let's ignore it, nothing will happen. And to me, it sounds like you're speaking the same way. So, no, nothing will happen, nothing will change. But I believe that there will be huge changes, actually. And the only threat, because it's a question of it is a threat or opportunity. It is threat if you ignore it. So if you ignore AI, if you just close your eyes and just forget about it, then it's a threat. But in terms of opportunities, it's about possibility to test the theories faster, to build the product faster, to get ideas, to get the big amount of data processed faster and make quicker decisions. So not only in day-to-day job to use AI like for salespeople, who for marketing, for writing articles or whatever. It's about also to make business decisions. And I still believe that with help of AI, we can build a solution, start building a solutions rather than, like you said, selling people. Yeah, I don't know how it is sounded. So it's opportunity for me, and I think we shouldn't ignore it.
There's not much I can add. I think I'll second the previous speakers. I don't see it as a threat. I see it as opportunity. AI is a current thing. Everyone wants it. Like all our clients want to integrate AI functionality to some degree, even if there is no rational ground for that. It's probably gonna stabilize, but it's not gonna go away. And I don't think it's like a real AI we envisioned back in the day in the sci-fi movies. Probably it's going to get there. And I don't think it's going to replace either humans or outsourcing companies. It's just a way to optimize processes, restructure information. It's like an aid, an assistant. Throughout all human history, there were periods where the processes were automatized, optimized, and I think current AI tools just is another way of doing that, and it's probably happening fast or maybe too fast. But I definitely don't see it as a threat, just an opportunity.
Well, I agree, disagree. So it's like it's with every speaker on this panel. But let's say that AI is very, very, on my opinion, AI is very comparable to internet itself by impact that is going to be like to happen like in result of this technology. And it's going to be huge impact just because let's say that the mathematics for current generative AI, it's actually the first works appear like around 2008, and 15 years later we have like full-scale technology. And you probably noticed that Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, he already like claimed they have all the necessary infrastructure and hardware, and they have a roadmap. So they have a theory already developed for general AI. General AI is actually it's level 4, so-called. It's like when AI already can produce innovation, new knowledge. So it's like it's not interpretation of the current knowledge, but it's like new knowledge. So it's like it's scientific work. And you know, it's like 95% of humans, they cannot do like level 4 intelligence. They cannot produce new knowledge. So it's like it's a huge, it's not a threat as any technology. So it's like 1,000 years of technology development just like has proven that actually it's nothing is going to be like matrix, so it's like not like end of humanity, but it's like impact is going to be like very, very, very significant. Again, it's comparable to internet. My advice to all developers, to software developers, just because AI is going to, it's very interesting that it's going to replace already like white jobs, so it's like creative jobs. Artists, I don't know, movie makers, writers, unfortunately, just probably the best talented people going to survive, but the rest of them is very, very easily replaceable by current technology. So my advice like to become a plumber or electrician, just because AI is not going to replace plumbers, no matter. Like so, but the future of outsourcing, like coming back to our subject matter, the future of outsourcing is going to be, I would say, something like AI ops. Everything became like ops right now, so it's like DevOps and other ops. So it's going to be AI ops. So it's like someone has to by the way, if you did not yet, you can Google or whatever, just prompting courses, AI prompt courses, and actually become a certified prompt engineer. It's a very useful skill, by the way. So it's as a very first step to use AI. Just do it. So it's several hours, and you will have at least knowledge how to use this technology in its current state. And something like that is going to be for everyone. So it's we have to be AI ops in the future.
Yeah, of course.
Just very, very briefly, and thank you for giving me time. Just to sum up, while my colleagues were speaking, basically the change, that, as I foresee it, is that the value, and the only, not the main value, but now the only value will be in innovation, not implementation, in idea, and not in how it is being implemented. Because basically generative AI can also replace plumbers. Don't want to spend your time elaborating on that, but anything will be probably implemented, will be possible to implement with AI tools, but you need to understand you need to have an idea of what to implement. So if you can grow ideas, if you can grow society or community that creates ideas, then you are on the moon or on the Mars. If you can't, then if you just do the coding, then you are deep in something else,
Okay, thank you. It's still quite optimistic. For me, I've never seen such optimistic Belarusians in my entire life. It started to get pessimistic with Boris and you. But I still. But can anyone provide some concrete example of? So we go back to practice. Of some specific service you start providing because of AI, and one service you've stopped providing because of AI.
I have no idea what we stopped because of AI, just because AI was used in every service and every process in the company. Right now, at Intetics, we already have probably 85% of employees that have full-scale tools, and they do use generative AI in their work. And our common agreement that actually, if you don't use AI, you simply are going to be behind. So you're going to be out of business just because you're too late in adaptation of this technology. But in terms of innovation and services that you provide, actually we do AI like majority of these guys on this panel. We do AI not for 2 years. We do AI for 15 years. And we have tons of projects, for example, in computer vision. So it's and it's much more interesting than actually using ChatGPT. So it's again, it's computers. So it's you do computer technology, and then of course, if you can automate something, you use the latest mathematics, you use the latest algorithm to do this. So it's then again, so it's it's simply right now with generative AI, probably everyone has a couple of startups. I have one. So it's this doing something very good and very new, just because of this technology. So it's really the world of opportunities. It's only the matter of who's going to be the first, as usual. So it's totally as usual.
Please be quick.
We've been doing AI for many years, as I agree with Boris. So we've just started probably to do that faster, cheaper, and in different ways. We are still providing the same services, but probably in smarter way, utilizing external models, utilizing external tools, rather than implementing all the tools in-house or implementing models in-house. That's the major change. And of course, the speed of like analysis, testing, and software development has increased. And that's the main change that we've made.
Just want to know, you can go to Intetics website. There is a creature there. It's called Intetics, and it's actually generative AI. So it's like, I'm joking, but it's like totally a true joke. So it's like, but Intetics knows about my company much, much more than I do. So it's like literally. So it's like they already like provide answers that actually I'm curious. So it's like when I need to know something about the company, actually I'm asking into Tesla. So it's like, what's going on? So.
Okay, like anyone else?
Basically not from my company, but from the customer's company. So we managed to totally replace a guy, just put him out of job, put them all out of jobs. The guys who actually are responsible for controlling what stocks you have and how you replenish your stocks in your warehouse, in your shops. So basically, we found that after 3 months of training, AI model does this job better. So it can predict demand much more efficiently than a human. So basically now there is AI doing this stuff, not a human. That's it.
Okay, just a brief question about like how to stay competitive. I think we'd also have less money in the world now, but we also have like more competitors in the world now, like in regions like not only traditional ones like India, but in Latin America. And just a brief question, like what is your selling points now, like comparing to these regions when like Belarusian tech are not so exciting brand as before. Like anyone?
So if we're talking about emerging markets, right? Yeah. So emerging markets for us, we've been trying them for several years very actively. And what we have found out that they're ready to listen, they're ready to talk. So if we organize some campaigns in developed market, we have 1–2% of response rate. And in emerging markets, we have 30 and sometimes more % of response rate. And for every sales, for every marketing specialist, it's enormous. So they're ready to talk, but the question if they're ready to act. Because when you talk to them, they still want to know some Pedro, if they're Sanchez. They need to know some Sherzotoka, if they're from Middle East or something like that. So to become global, we need to become more local. That's the controversy, but still. And they expect, even if you have expertise, they ask, did you do this with someone in our country or even in our community? They constantly ask that. And the first point that we always establish is trying to find some local specialist to work on this market. If we talk from like customers or marketing point of view. Then from labor point of view, we are talking about Indians and Pakistans for many years, but now Africa is going to this market as well. And interestingly, Africa is sometimes winning because, for example, in Angola, they don't speak English at all, but they, if I believe, they speak Portuguese. And it's easier for Portugal and for Angolan to find Portuguese specialists and to work there. And they're cheaper and they're more attractive than we are. Moreover, if we go to Japan, I have just returned from Japan 2 weeks ago. And if we go to Japan, they're ready to work. They become more open than they used to be before, but they prefer working with closer cultures, with closer countries. But for what they're all ready is for new products and new ideas. It's much, much easier for our products. If we have some ideas, if we have some products, especially in fintech, it's much easier to go to Middle East and to pitch your idea than to go to Europe or especially to the US. So it's much easier to go with your idea, with your product, with your solution to these markets than to developed markets.
Okay, thank you. And I'm afraid we have like time for one answer, so maybe Boris.
I actually totally agree with Aleksandr. Just again, so like emerging markets, they are coming for sure. So it's like just because it's like more and more opportunities, more and more money, and more need in this market, like for again for technology development. My company actually has an award from Global Sourcing Association, a best technology project in Africa. But we received like something like already probably 8 years ago, something like that. And after that, I can't claim that actually we have like African business. It's just again, it's an emerging market. You need like additional investments. It's not probably for organizations of smaller size. It's probably for bigger organizations, as usual, to go there first. But the main point probably it's not about Belarus brand. Just because it's like not about any, even like Portuguese brand, it's not about that. You need to offer specific solutions as usual. So it's like it's only talking about you need to be like in time and place, it's like with necessary solution. Then it's going to be some business. So it's like they don't care about anything else as usual.
Thank you, and I'd like to move like to the most exciting and scary part, like the future. What's your forecast? What's your outlook on your industry, like in 1 year, in 10 years, and let it be like your final statement. So if you want to say something to your colleagues or to the audience, so let it be, and like you have about a minute. No, not the final.
Okay. So first of all. In the previous question, you mentioned about competition, and what I wanted to say, I was for 5 years just working with a specific technology and speaking to the same partners. And what I noticed is that there is not competition, but collaboration. Then I joined some big club or whatever, and every outsourced company is competition, hiding something. Why you asking the questions? I was surprised a little bit. Like 5 years ago, I was speaking, everybody was hiding everything from everybody. It's the reality of outsourced world. And what I see now is actually more and more people start talking to each other. And the another trend is not a competition, but collaboration. But to collaborate, you need to suggest something. You need to suggest some specific solution again. So if talking about the future of outsourcing, well, the hard statement will be there will be no outsourcing. It's from me, at least my opinion. But if talking about, well, more specific, then it can be moved to Africa and etc. But again, outsourcing about cheap prices. It's about cheap workforce. But do you want to be cheap? Actually, I don't want to be cheap. So I see that we will have even more niche solutions. So for us, I defined that already. And we will have products. We will be developing products. We will be having a solution, and we will have something specific to suggest, and we will have a network of partners with whom we are doing business for the customer. Specifically, for example, we are doing for business automation, for warehouse automation, somebody doing e-commerce part, and somebody doing business optimization part. And we openly go to this customer, and that's how we develop the trust for the customer, and that's my opinion, and I strongly believe it because of all the sales meetings and about the Poland also. Right now, only here we understand how it is important to be local. Yes, and we need local partners.
Let's say that it's actually let's say that economy of history of humanity is actually based on a slave neighbor. If you take like a historical perspective, so it's like we have like Roman Empire with slaves, then actually a lot of like ancient empires with slaves. Then we had like colonial period when actually a lot of slaves in Africa, America, and whatever. So it's like for European nations. Then we have like villagers in 19th century. So it's like with like slave. Let's say that they have been like, in fact, they have been slaves. So it's like all the time it's cheap labor. Outsourcing as such, it's about cheap labor. So it's like the next part of what we have right now is AI. AI is actually going to be the next slave. So it's like all the time you need some kind of cheap labor to do like your business. In this regard, let's say that outsourcing as such, we may use in future, but may not use the word outsourcing. what is going to happen is actually, again, so like, what will survive is like business services. Again, you have to be relevant. Just let's say that with the era of labor arbitrage in outsourcing has been finished probably like 8 years ago. Right now, we cannot offer cheap labor. It's not cheap any longer, like not in Belarus, not in Poland, not in Ukraine, whatever. So it's like, it's not cheap any longer. So it's like, it's the same price everywhere, the world is flat. So it's like, you're going to be, again, relevant. You have to provide your, again, solution, your service. Only then you're going to survive. If it's going to be outsourcing, okay. If not, okay as well. So it's like, it's totally irrelevant.
I would split this question into three, and I won't answer the third part. So it's short-term, mid-term, and long-term. I cannot predict long-term at all, and I would like to speak to some Vanga who can do that. In short-term, I think the most depends on inauguration of Elon Musk and Donald Trump, obviously, because we all depend on how money globally spread, and they will influence that in nearest year at least. But in the midterm, I think IT will commoditize. So IT will become a commodity. And every businessman, every C-level of our customers, they will not care about IT itself. They will want just to buy something. Like they now buy gold, oil, everything. They will buy systems, they will buy solutions, and they will just go and buy something from somewhere, and they will not care whom they buy from. And that's why we need to stay flexible. We need to collaborate to sell like the best solutions probably in total, because we will be very easily replaceable with the better solutions. And only those who will stay flexible, who will collaborate, who will come with their own products, solutions, and probably collaborative solutions, these companies will thrive.
Yeah, I think I totally agree with what Boris said. Just completely repeats my thoughts. There is no longer cheap labor, especially for companies in the region. So European companies would work for us for our expertise, for getting access to the talent. And from our company, I see the fraction of our staffing assignments has gradually been falling, and companies are buying development of the whole projects. And the trend is gonna stay that way, and it's a good thing because you can accumulate the expertise within the company, within the team. You can harness it. You can use it later to build further experience and further expertise. And the whole point is not to sell, as we used to, the time of developers, but rather to sell the expertise, your experience at much higher margins. And this is how the market is going to evolve. So we have companies all over the world, like from Western Europe, and they have much higher prices, and they still offering their services just because there's experts in the certain fields. And the key to success and to survival is to niche yourself in these specific areas.
Thank you, Mikita. Sergei, please do be optimistic.
Actually, I try being optimistic. And I really hope it's not our final statement, even though I'm finalizing the panel. You know, I agree with a few statements said before, but I strongly disagree that outsourcing is and ever was about cheap labor. Cheap labor was a factor. Cheap labor allowed us to not care about competition that much, as well as the high demand that was much higher than our production capabilities. But outsourcing was always about solving problems of your customers, just as Boris said in the beginning, right? And now it all transforms to its natural state. And IT outsourcing, that was always like a bubble, like you put a developer on a job board and it was picked up faster than an empty bottle on a train station. You know, when you put an empty bottle on the asphalt on the train station, it's being picked up in 20 seconds. We measured it once. So now we have to operate just as any normal business. And that's it. And that's the only change. The second change is AI. I would rather not treat it as a slave, because slaves are likely to revolt. But basically, I strongly agree that it's a new way of downgrading the costs. So basically, the future will probably be about not commoditizing AT, but about solutions, about providing real services instead of just providing heads, about providing, about solving customer problems and stuff like that. Utilizing whatever tools are possible, either software development tools or maybe AI tools or whatever. So that's it.
Thank you so much for your finalizing the discussion, not your final statement. Sorry for that. And no, I'd like to conclude that it's great that everyone is optimistic. I say that we need, to conclude, I can say that we need like real services, solving problems, collaborate, stay flexible, freedom to people, and eternal slavery to AI. Thank you. Thank you, panelists. Thank you.
As usual, optimism means actually a lot of work ahead.
So once again, the warm applause to our IT outsourcing session. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.